Good morning, friends. This weekend I had an amazing weekend, but there was something big on my mind and it keeps coming up for me. And I really want to share it with you because I feel like it gets misconstrued a lot. And that is when we're talking about standing in your power. What does that mean? Aubrey, please tell me. And let's dive in a little bit because there's definitely things that get in our way subconsciously, keeping us from being that powerful, unique person that we can be, that I think gets overlooked and kind of swept away and gets excused. And I do not love excuses. So I want to get into this with you today. I hope it hits home. And I have a big feeling that it will for a lot of you. All right, let's get started. Hey friend, welcome to Deep Healing for Creative Entrepreneurs. My name is Aubrey Barr, and I am a subconscious release technique practitioner and photography business owner. I know you are sick of ending your day feeling overwhelmed and exhausted, and you are seeking a solution to help you feel creatively inspired and actively engaged in your business as well as personal life. In this podcast, we are going to dig into any limiting beliefs or subconscious programs that are keeping you in a space filled with anxiety and stress. This work is not a temporary solution for your life. No. This is a complete transformation. So grab your coffee or tea and let's start you on the road to healing. And let me just say, you can do this, you are worth it, and you are meant to thrive in life and business. So let's dig in. If I were to describe to a room full of people what it feels like to stand in your power, I would probably start with confidence, right? It's that feeling that you are very self-aware and therefore it doesn't really matter so much what other people think because you are so self-aware in yourself. You respect yourself. You give yourself everything that you need to not just survive, but also thrive in life. You respect yourself enough to feed your body what it needs to take care of you physically, emotionally, mentally. Like there's a huge part of it that has to do with respect and confidence. And I know that one is also sometimes hard for people to grasp. And I myself have gone through phases where I'm like, okay, you shouldn't be eating this, and it's not just a day like that. I mean, we're phases, like a whole month where I'm like, okay, you've been eating like crap lately. Why are you disrespecting yourself? Why are you not allowing yourself to thrive? And honestly, I'm going to tell you 100% of the time, there's a subconscious idea under that is making it hard to respect and to be confident. So there's one thing, okay? It's impossible, therefore, to stand in your power when you are not treating yourself with the utmost respect and when you're not feeling super confident. I'm not saying that's 100% of the time, you guys. I'm not saying that. I wake up every day and I'm like, I am pretty much God's gift to creation, right? That's not it at all. And humility does go a long way, but most of the people that I'm talking to right now are not struggling with being humble. They are struggling with respecting themselves, right? So, for those of you that don't like the way that settles, if you're triggered around it, you might have some programs under there that are telling you that you're not allowed to boast about what you have going on for you. And it's not okay to feel like, I look good today. I feel good today. Like, are those okay to say and to feel? So really question that part of it. And yes, that's the thing with confidence and with feeling powerful, is that it happens inside well before the world sees it. And actually, let's take a minute here to put confidence into your world, into your business. And let's look at that. Like, how does that look? Well, let me tell you something. When you are super confident in what you do not second guess at the drop of a hat. Okay, if somebody doesn't respond to you, if somebody responds to you and is totally rude, if whatever happens in your business and your personal life, when you are quick to second guess your response, when you're quick to disregard your own feelings, when you're quick to reduce your prices, when you're quick to say, oh, just kidding, never mind. That's not super confident, right? That is actually the opposite. And that's not standing in your power. But on the flip side of that, when you are confident, when you are standing in that oh so powerfulness that you have inside of you, you are constantly attracting people to you. You can be putting all your work out there on social media, and then guess what? You get to go have dinner with friends, you get to go to a party, you get to go do whatever, and you are still attracting people into your world. The confidence that it takes to allow that stuff to just sit out there and you continue on with your life without sitting there and stressing about nobody commented, nobody liked, nobody likes what I have to say, nobody likes my work. Like those are all things that will stop that power right in its tracks. So if you picture this as like a triangle, okay, it's like a pyramid, okay, and at the very top of it is power. Okay, the steps up to it are going to be confidence. Then you're going to have another layer of respect, self-respect, mind you. And then you're going to have another layer of letting go and surrender, right? And then at the very top, you're going to have power. Now, some of you guys know I do work with the subconscious, like that's the basis of all the work that I do. And some people are hearing the word power and powerful right now, and they want to go running, screaming in the other direction because they think that makes them some kind of dictator or some kind of politician or some, hateful man vibes or something. Like there's all of these ideas behind this word. And I'm telling you right now that those are just negative connotations from our society and from our experiences. And that's not the reality of being powerful. As much as you want to shun this word out of your life, understand that there are so many stories under it that are just like, hey, can you take care of this, please? Because power is not inherently bad. Actually, most things are not inherently bad or good. It's what you do with them. Okay, let's look at this from the side of money, right? Sometimes money does the same thing to people where they're like, nope, I don't want it. I'm here to serve. I'm here to put myself out there. I don't need money. God will give me whatever I need or whatever. Sometimes it's a Christian thing. Sometimes it's just a background of feeling like money does only bad things, right? We have seen money do truly terrible, terrible things. I'm not here to dispute that. However, money in the hands of amazing, self-respecting, powerful people goes so far. So you can see that there's this other side of it. But so many of us have these programs around, well, I don't want that money because I've seen it turn people. I've seen it change them into someone that they didn't used to be. But I'm just here to tell you, those people were always that way. When they were given the money, they then took those parts of them and magnified it. So if you are a wonderful person inside and out, people say, oh my gosh, you're a great friend. You're a wonderful person. You always give. Imagine how much more you could give if you had more money, right? It's not this thing that turns you bad. And some of you are fine with this. Some of you, this is not in your wheelhouse. However, it's a really good example of how something that can have a negative connotation can be misconstrued into different things. So what I want you to think about today is, how am I not standing in my power? And I will give you a little hint here, okay? And that is in the form of excuses. So we all have excuses for some reason or another. They show up, and there's good excuses and there's whatever. Again, it's not a bad word. It's not a negative word. However, when we hold so tightly to excuses, we allow zero room for power. So if you're visualizing that pyramid, right under confidence and going down into the ground, that's where excuses lay. So the more that you grab a hold of those excuses in the ground, the less likely you are to rise up. When you stand in your power, you accept that everything that has happened to you has happened in order for you to become this person. Not everyone is there. There's a lot of you out there that think, nope, I'm not going there. I'm not accepting these things that happened to me that were bad, truly horrible things. I'm not doing that. And it doesn't mean that you're responsible for those things. All it means is that, yes, this happened to me and I'm ready to move on from there. But when you default to those excuses, well, this happened to me, so it's really hard for me to put myself out there. Or, something happened to my family where I don't like to speak about my job anymore. I don't like to share with people what's going on in my world. Okay. And I understand that. And some of those things are temporary. But the more we allow those excuses to have a grip on us, an energetic grip on us, the less likely we are to rise. And I would venture to say even that some of you are not able to stand even in confidence while those excuses are dragging you down. This is actually the biggest problem with victim mentality. And that is that we are giving a group of people or a person an excuse to not better themselves. And I want you to think about that for a minute. Because those people that take their situation and they completely turn it around and they rise up that pyramid and they become a beacon of light for others, we're actually taking away from them when we say, well, so-and-so had a really bad lot, They can't really do that because X, Y, Z. I mean, you're pretty much downing on anybody who's ever trailblazed in any way at all to become the person they are today. And they don't care. Believe me, they don't care. They're not going to sit there and be like, well, so-and-so doesn't think I deserve this. Like, that's not in their wheelhouse either. They don't care. It's not that they don't care about people. It's that their confidence and their power is coming from inside. So they don't need to care about everybody. They don't need to care what you think about them, right? I do care what people think about me, but only on a certain level. If you're here to tell me that you don't like what I do and that you think I'm wasting my time or you think that I'm not helping people, that's your business. That's not my business, right? Because I'm not speaking to you right now if that's the case. That's how you have to switch. That's how you have to turn your head around. If somebody doesn't like your work and they think it's awful and they say you're untalented and that you shouldn't be charging that much, that's not the person you're talking to. That's not the person you're working for. So who cares, right? Have enough confidence in what your abilities are. Have enough respect for yourself that you say, okay, I don't care. And it's not malicious and it's not hateful. It's just like, really, that opinion is not my business. It doesn't matter to me. If you're finding yourself allowing other people to take away your power, then you are not living fully in that confidence and that respect for yourself. So I challenge you next time that you feel like something is coming up where someone is able to tap into that and it makes you feel like less of a person and it makes you feel unworthy. I really challenge you to say, wait a second, why does this matter to me? If you allow their opinion to matter to you, then you are only temporarily in your power and you are only faking your confidence. Fake it till you make it is okay sometimes. It absolutely is. But if we can get to a place where we are fully in on it 100%, then it's so easy to disregard those haters. It's so easy to just look away, right? I don't expect everybody who hears what I do and who is in my world to want to book me for their coach. Like, I don't expect that. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm for certain people, right? I'm not for everybody. just like you're not. Okay, so when I hear things like that, which I haven't really heard that from people. However, you'll notice things like you can totally relate to this. You'll notice that people hire other coaches, or they hire other photographers, or they hire other graphic designers, and maybe these people are your friends. Maybe, I thought they were my friends. I thought they were my family. What the heck? Well, maybe also your work doesn't speak to them. Your work speaks to other people. You cannot be everything to everyone at the same time. And that notion that you can be is just ridiculous, right? Like, that's just asinine. Like, there's no way any of us can do that. And when you set your sights on being everything to everyone at the same time, you are completely disrespecting yourself. Okay, you're not living in your confidence. You're not living in your power. Because you have power to help a certain person. And it's a group. There's going to be more than one, but this person needs what you have to offer. But not everybody needs what you have to offer, right? I have really good friends in my world, best friends, okay? They do not all need what I have to offer. They may need it on a certain level, but they don't necessarily need the programs that I have. They don't necessarily need to listen to my podcast every time I put out a new episode. And I'm okay with that. They know what I do. They respect me. They show me love. They'll share me with other people, but that doesn't mean that I'm for them all the time. It doesn't mean that. And I have no issues with that at all. I just assume that the people out there, probably the people listening to this episode, but the people out there know if they need to work with me. And I'm attracting them to me through all the things that I do. And then I'm continuing on with my life, having confidence that those things are out in the world, that people will find them, and that they'll contact me. I had someone request to be in my Facebook group yesterday, and I noticed we had mutual friends. I assumed that she found me through our mutual friends. And I got to talking to her, and it turns out she found me through the podcast. We just happened to have mutual friends. You never know where people are going to find you and resonate with what your voice is saying to them. You just never know. But the more you put yourself out there, and the more that you stand in that confidence, I promise you're getting more and more powerful. You're having that ability, and you're strengthening that powerful muscle. When you walk into a room, I want people to notice you. I want it to be like, oh, yeah, I know her. I've heard of her. I've seen her, whatever. She's amazing. That's where you need to be. That's where we all should be. We should all have something like that, where we are attracting people to us based on what we do and how we put ourselves out there. So the more that you push things, the more that you get your hands all in it and you continue to push it and push it and push it, the less you're receiving things. And that's not standing in your power either. That's just pushing yourself onto people, right? Have the confidence that the people that need to find you will. And that is standing in your power. All right, guys, that's what I wanted to talk about today because it's been on my mind. And let me tell you something. If you feel like you are not standing in that power, if you're lacking the confidence, if you're lacking the self-respect, if you're lacking living your life to its fullest, then you should absolutely come and join us in this membership. We are Magnetic Women. I already have a few people in there. I am super, super stoked about it. I've only just started advertising for it, and I know this is going to change some lives. I really do. We're starting this month in December, and it's going to be incredible. I'm going to put the link in the show notes, and I hope to see you guys in there. Because if I'm speaking to you in this way and you're like, okay, I love what she has to say, then let's get in there and do some of the work. Because in the membership, I'm not just speaking to you, I'm not just giving you ideas and making you think through different perspectives, but we're actually going to go in and find a lot of those programs that are causing you to disrespect yourself or are causing you to not be confident. We're going to shift those for you. So I absolutely would love to have you join us for that, because the more of you that make massive changes like this and say yes to these kind of things, like the better the world is. And I know that with all my heart. All right, guys, have a beautiful day. We will talk soon. Bye-bye. I hope this podcast spoke to you in some way. If it did, please go ahead and leave me a review and subscribe so that I know you're enjoying what you hear. And further, if you know somebody else who owns their own creative business and struggles with anything that we spoke about, please pass this on, because it is my hope that we will be able to build a community of like-minded individuals who love on each other and appreciate the many facets that make our creative business so unique. And lastly, check out the show notes to find my free Facebook community and other useful links to work with me. All right, friend, see you soon.